Hello everybody, this is Jeff back with the decks. Yesterday we did Canada, today we're doing the Danes. Yay. Starting with the, well, we've already talked about this. Good, common, useful command vehicle, can easily be hidden, doesn't give away its position. I've never deployed this one because it doesn't have much armor, can't really defend itself, and is too expensive. Centurion. Ha 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 ha. Okay, don't bother bringing it. The T-55 command units are better than this thing. It's got a 20-pounder gun on it. It's got some armor, but it's not good enough. The armor's not good enough to do anything. It certainly doesn't have a good enough gun to defend itself against other tanks. Maybe light vehicles like BMPs and stuff, but then those things have anti-tank guided missiles which will outrange the gun. And the machine gun carries only 600 rounds, not good enough. Jupiter, a good supply truck. Fob is the fob. These guys are fun. They're cheap infantry like so many other infantries. They come in the Jupiter. For 1 point extra with the transport, they come in this thing, which goes 150 on roads, 65 off-road. Looks like it dates from World War II. Also comes in the M13A1, also comes in this, which has a 25mm cannon, and basically it's the M113 with a big gun on top. Same stats though, it's slightly better range. Nope, yeah, slightly better range. This might actually be worth 30 points, maybe. That's not worth the 5, that is worth the 5. Yeah, if you're going to be choosing between the M13A1 and the M6, the armor between the two is exactly the same. When all is said and done, this one is better. Because it's faster, more mobile. Then we have these guys. Oh, these guys are so much fun. I've destroyed T-80 BVs and T-80Us with this thing, with these guys. They're cheap. You can get lots of them. Just stick them in Jupiters and go. Because that way they're 6 points each, and you just race them down the roads. Even though these guys might actually, in this thing, they might actually get there faster. But they're more expensive. Hamlet, not the greatest man pad ever. 2,275 meter in range. Mount them on Jupiters, they're good that way. These things, they're just too expensive in that. Yeah, these guys are actually using the Super Bazooka. Accuracy 6, AP power 10. It takes a lot of them to kill things, but they do it. The big thing for this that makes them a really good, cheap militia type unit is the MG3 with a really outrageously good machine gun. If all they had was the MG3, they'd be worth 5 points. But really they're worth a good deal more than 5 points. So, use them. Life Garden, basically they're lifeguards, the elite unit, or elite standard line infantry unit. Okay, it is showing 10 men. They come in the Jupiter, that little truck there, that, and that. In this thing there were 50 points. Use one of the cheaper ones, preferably one of these two, just to get them to where they are, where they need to be. Okay, they're basically the same artillery systems as Canada. Literally the same artillery systems as Canada. Just different names. Even though I think this one, nope, it's the same exact thing. They call it the A3, but it's not. And they have longer range for their basic one, but it's worth 50 points instead of 40. Their accuracy is the same, so don't expect it to do much, and it carries more ammunition. 81mm mortar, average speed, quick reaction, dumps a lot of rounds down. M109G, 155, 18-200 meter range, 36 rounds in the gun. And this thing, slightly improved version using the Browning, but still not a very good artillery piece. Hawk is a very good anti-aircraft weapon, range of 2,450 against helicopters, 3,850 against airplanes, accuracy 7, AP power 7. So this thing's will take down in one hit, has exceptional optics and average road speed, piss poor off-road speed. You're not going to want to put this far from a road. Tanks. Cheap, and there's lots of them. Not particularly good. We've talked about this gun before. Accuracy 3, AP power of 8, HE power of 3, suppression 97, 6 rounds a minute. Swamp them with it, because that's about the only way it's going to work. And this is exactly the same tank with a better gun. And then, exactly the same, well, different tank entirely now. Not all that much of an improvement for, well, 10 points. The AP power goes up 1, rate of fire goes up 2, armor on the front is increased by 2, side armor actually decreases by 1. Road speed and off-road speed are average, size actually goes down 1 because these are bigger tanks compared to that. And fuel capacity goes up and the operational range doubles. And it's got a medium stabilizer compared to a bad stabilizer. Recon! Stick them in Sea Knights. All recon infantry should be helicopter mounted. Period. I know it's more expensive, but they're far more versatile that way. It's got a minigun with the helicopter, range of 1,050 meters, range against helicopters 875, accuracy 4, HE power 1, suppression 36, rate of fire 1,052 rounds a minute. It will fight for 3 minutes with the ammo loadout. Average accuracy and stuff for the infantry. There's not really all that much spectacular about infantry, because the stats are generally the same for most infantry with some variations. Like, go back to the Home Guard. 8, 8, 9. Accuracy doesn't change much. Well, with these guys it does. It's 6. Back to recon. Then there's Jaegers. And these guys' rate of fire is doubled because they're got very good optics. Got back to the Jaegers. Rate of fire is 255, accuracy is 9 with a submachine gun, which is pretty impressive. They got the Carl Gustav, accuracy 12, AP power 18. I usually stick about 4 of these guys with the Home Guard people, the cheap infantry, just to back them up better. Because these guys will provide the recon, and they have much better anti-tank support. And when suddenly someone drives into a town and just sees a sea of markers for infantry units, they're not really picking out the Jaegers. So these guys will do a hell of a lot of damage. They've got a better heavy machine gun thing. And this is scary if you think about it, because they're very good optics, which means their rate of fire is doubled. That's 2,822 rounds a minute for the machine gun, at an accuracy of 10. They just mow shit down. A recon jeep that gives away its position, basically. Good machine gun on it though. It can help you again against infantry. M48. It's a recon unit. This actually dates, I'm pretty sure this tank dates from World War II if it is not the M48 chassis itself, but they call it the M41. Armor isn't very good, road speed is good, off-road speed is better than average, range, it doesn't go far. And it doesn't have the greatest optics either. It can help you take out the enemy's recon, but it's not really meant to be for very good combat. Even though its accuracy is fairly impressive for it, because usually the accuracy is 3, and the AP power isn't half bad for a recon unit, I suppose, even though it varies from like 3 to 10. And this one, it's the same tank. Same recon tank, even though this one has an APC marker on here, and this one actually has a tank marker. I'm guessing that has something to do with the armor overall. The range, well, the optics goes from good to very good. The range for operations goes from 200 kilometers to 750 kilometers. Fuel capacity goes from 400 to 950. It gets, the stabilizer actually goes from medium to bad, so that's a downgrade right there. But oh well. Gun range goes from 1575 to 1750. Accuracy goes up to 8, and AP power goes to 10. And the rest of the stats stay the same, so this could be very useful in hunting down enemy recon, and it could be useful for accompanying armored pushes, but, well, seeing as this tank isn't all that much better. Then they have this and this. These two scout helicopters. This one doesn't have weapons. This one does. The optics aren't good enough. You know what? For once, 10 points improvement gets you a weapon. Kinda worth it. Doesn't have many rockets, but just shut it off and use it when you really need to. But that's a 10-point improvement. That's actually worth it for the recon unit. Vehicles! Troop transport, troop transport, troop transport, troop transport. Already talked about it. The large recoilless rifle. Fun. Recoilless rifle's not very good. Accuracy 3, so good luck hitting anything. AP power 12. HE power 3. Suppression 122. Rate of fire 7. Good, very good road speed. Not so great. Well, better than average off-road speed, good operational range, and it's small so it can hide in bushes pretty well. The tow. Basically the tow version. Basic tow, accuracy 10, AP power 16. Does the job. Same stats all around otherwise. And then this one is the tow and improved tow. And we've seen this weapon system in other armies before. M113 mounted tow launchers. We've been over that before, so moving on. That is infantry transport. Tow defender. They're only helicopter-borne combat unit. Carries 4 tows. It's actually rather good. Very small, good operational range, and it's fast. So it's a fast response unit to take out enemy armored pushes. Mind you, good luck. You hope that they hit every single one of them because they've got rather limited supply of missiles. Planes. Drakens, which are some of the better weapons ever actually developed for aircraft. They had a good reputation. Has a twin 30mm cannon, not too many rounds for it. Range against ground 2,100 meters. Helicopters 1,400. Aircraft 2,100. Accuracy 6, which is pretty good. Suppression 69. Everything is bad or poor except for speed, which is pretty good at 900 kilometers an hour. Bullpup, accuracy 6, AP power 28. It's lacking in accuracy, but if it does hit, oh god, is that going to hurt. Suppression 150. Aim 9L, accuracy 10, HE power 4. Range against aircraft 3,150. Not really air superiority, but oh well. Starfighter. It carries cluster bombs, and that's about it. Yeah, that is literally about it. Don't expect any more out of it. It carries cluster bombs. It makes things go boom. Only tanks, though. Tanks and armored vehicles, because if you drop these on infantry, I will laugh at you. And I have laughed at many people for dropping cluster munitions on my infantry, because it does diddly squat. It doesn't even stun them for a prolonged period of time. Block 1. F-16A Block 1 carries 12 227 kilogram bombs. It's a bomber. It carries an anti-aircraft missile, but these guys really don't have anything that's particularly anti-aircraft worthy. These drop lots of bombs, drops 12 of them with an accuracy 4, HE power 10. This is good against infantry. and will destroy light armored vehicles. I have... There's one guy in a 10v10. I sent 3 of these out with the bombs. We started with 800 points. I dropped bombs. We started with an 850 point army. I dropped bombs, and one guy lost his entire army. I got 850 points using 3 of these bombers in one run. Just annihilated an enemy army because they drove down the road, and I just bombed right down the road, hit everything. Oh, it was funny. It was hilarious. Oh boy. But yeah, not a bad aircraft. There are better ones that carry bigger bombs. And that is all for the Danes. Tomorrow we go to the Swedes, where I've got something special. Have fun.